Hey friends, how are you? So I am videoing from home, and as you can see in the backdrop, I've got my puppy pen and the puppy's right underneath me and the other one's out there, and I was trying to get my green screen to work and it was not working. And anyways, I figured I would just come and chit chat with you. And so let's talk about where we left off on Friday. And I think on Friday was our last day of talking about our book. And and also talking about urgent, important, and stuff and things like that. Well, very shortly after I went off air, I talked with our vet, and she said you got to bring that puppy to the hospital because she may have this thing called parvo, and parvo is a puppy virus, basically, that can be deadly, and oftentimes is. And so I said, all right. So as soon as I got done with you guys, I was in the car, calling the emergency room on my way to find out if my puppy in fact had parvo. And she did. So we had a week of her being in the hospital, weekend of her being in the hospital, us having to basically go through every single thing in this house and like disinfect it, wash it, throw it out, and everything. And also just trying to get ready for her quarantine when she comes home, if we were lucky enough for her to come home, which we were. So, but it was just a journey. And I want to talk about what that kind of did for me, who's operating as a solo, come here, stop. I swear she knows I don't want a video. So acting as almost a solo person working in Agent Rising, is that some balls dropped, and I did not have my communication as much as I like it to be. I was struggling to get like what at that point in time was urgent, important, which was taking care of, this whole situation. And so yesterday I sent out an email to everyone just talking about the balls in the air and what happens when balls drop and systems I'm putting into place so that, we don't have that same kind of thing happen again, because life can be messy. And I feel like my life is messy a lot of the time. So anyway, it was a humbling experience, and it was a tough experience because, I want to do a good job. I want to do a great job. And when something is happening, or if somebody is not completely excited by the service they're getting from me, then I look in the mirror and I say, all right, we gotta readjust, right? We've got to adapt. We've got to get better. Not even adapt. I'm going to change that too. We've got to transform, and I need to come out of this stronger and better than I went in, and putting different things into place, getting stuff done, and again, this came off the heels of that class that took so much time. So anyway, I always say that my God has a very funny sense of humor. Now I'm in quarantine with the puppy, or the puppy's in quarantine. I'm not in quarantine, but someone's got to be with the puppy, right? So anyway, Miss Oakley has changed our lives again. But the good news is she's home, and she seems to be doing well. So what are my takeaways for you on this, and why am I talking about this? Is because I have long known that in business, like, people do care about you, but they really care about whatever your services that you're providing. So in this case, it was a puppy, but I remember when my mom was really ill, and we had a similar situation where some balls dropped, is that, they don't really, they don't want that to happen. It's almost like it's not okay. And I think it's time to really evaluate, for me, my business, and making sure that, basically it's Katie proof, which means that if something happens with me, that things can operate without me, or figure out a system that makes it manageable. And so that's my pivot point. That's my trim tab moment. We talk a lot about that little adjustment that you make to your profession that has these huge changes. And that's going to be my adjustment. And that's going to be my way of getting through this and figuring this all out. Nothing, and again, I want to say, like, nothing major. A few people I had to talk with, and, a couple things that I hadn't followed up on right away. And, nothing earth shattering, nothing like horrendous, right? For but enough to be a wake-up call. And so, yes, right, those trim tab moments. And so anyway, so as I'm sitting here with you, I'm kicking underneath my feet. I'm kicking the puppy who's chewing on the chair. This is going to be a little journey. But anyways, we're going to just try to figure out this divine intervention and what brings people and things and puppies together at any given point in time and what we're going to make of it. So anyways, that's my investigation for today. I did have a lot of time to spend going through figuring out the things that I needed to organize again. And so I am excited to get started on that. All right. What about you? What are your trim tab moments? I do think that people need to, so someone just said, I think that people need to learn grace and kindness though. I do think that grace and kindness is important. I also think that the people who are in my life are very, very kind. And I didn't feel that they were being unkind. I actually felt, honestly, I felt honored that they trusted me enough to tell me how they really felt and to and just clarify what it is that they needed and assert their needs, because I'm providing them a service. It's not that, like in a friendship, I think that we can be very like reciprocal, right? But it's not a reciprocal relationship. They hired me for something. And so, and I do think that they had grace and kindness. I just think that when it comes right down to it, is that their needs right now are more important than my needs to them. And that's okay, right? And you know what? And the other thing, honestly, is that there are other service providers out there, whether it's if in real estate, whether it's another agent that can handle them maybe better, or another school or another person in my office that can help them. Like there are other solutions, I don't think that it's the almighty me, but being a solo practitioner in that, it is something that has to be just adjusted. That's what I think. And I appreciate you saying that. And people have been. Here, let me just pull it up just so you can see. Come here. So I think I showed you her on Friday. And on Friday, she was all snuggly and cute and, just so cuddly. And now she's like a little terror again. Not a little terror. A little terror. Right? Right, Oakley? So my husband did a little video yesterday and he was showing it to the kids, and he had his phone case, and she's like, at the phone case. She's a chewer. All right, my friends. So I will be in touch tomorrow. Tomorrow I will have figured out how I'm going to do the videos with a better lighting, better background. But in the meantime, my message is really about, I don't know, like just stopping enough to see where to go. All right. Have an amazing day. And I will talk and see you all soon.